Hi all, Cynthia here from NB Pretty Papers, back today with a Art Party Friday page. So there's the inspiration piece, full of colour and brightness, and it reminds me of a party type of thing. So I decided that I would do something around a party. Just the page that I started with here in my art journal is a page that I've done just over a period of time. I've used up leftover paint and made some blocks. I was going to attempt to do something blocky at one stage, but that never came together, and so I'm going to use it as the base for this layout. So I pulled out some sprays here. I've pulled out a mixture of Heidi Swap Colour Shine and Mr. Huey's sprays, and I'm using mainly the three colours, yellow, red and blue. The three colours that I'm spraying on, putting lots of blobs and letting it dribble down. Now I've cut out all the drying time, as there was a fair bit of that, as you could imagine, with all the sprays going on. Decided that I want the colours to be a little bit more vibrant and bright, so I'm now pulled out a couple of gelatos in the same colour. So I've pulled out the yellow, a blue and a pink, I think is what I pulled out. I didn't have a red one. This blue is a metallic blue, so it sort of gives a little bit of a shine to the page as well. Just clean off the finger, otherwise it goes all grotty and dark, and I think you see me put one on down here in a moment. I come back in with the blue, do I, or is it the pink there? That one there, I put that on, it sort of goes a brown colour, so I wipe that off straight away. So if you have a wet baby wipe around, you can just wipe it all off. Just trying to get those colours spread throughout the page. I'm not exactly sure where it's going. Just know I want to do something around a party and bright and festive, as the colour inspiration was. Now I've pulled out these paints here. These are absolutely gorgeous and vibrant in colour, and I'm going to use an old cap off a drink bottle or something just to put some circles in the background as well, adding more texture and depth to the page. So if you just keep adding the layers, it looks quite hideous at the moment, I must admit. But if you just keep working it, keep going, sooner or later it will all come together, and thankfully it does. Adding some bright yellow, and they really stand out against the background too. And then I come in and I do the same with the third colour, the red, the pink, yes, bright pink. So just using that, clean the cap off between each colour so you can get a nice clean crisp colour. If you leave the other colour on, you'll get a mixing colour, which is fine if that's the look you're going for. Obviously you put the pink and the yellow and the blue, you might get a bit of a green tone. Pulled out a stencil here, and I'm going to use those same three colours. So I really am trying to keep to the colours of pink and red, yellow and blue. And so I pull out this a small stencil, small dots, and I put all three colours through that. And then I pull out another stencil, and I do the same, put the three colours through, but actually with the second stencil I use some of my Distress Oxide inks. coming in now with some stamps. So I've pulled out the black archival ink, and I have two different types of stamps. This one here that has sort of round squirrely patterns on it, and you can also see off to the left there this one here, and I use the smaller circle out of that. Once again, so the background's really starting to build up, has lots of layers and depth to it, and I'm liking the way that's starting to look. It's not quite as hideous as what it was before. Still not exactly sure what I'm going to go from here and how I'm going to make it come together. But so I stopped and had a bit of a thought, and I've decided that I've now drawn a basic outline on the background, and I'm going to colour it all in black. And I can tell you, this nearly killed me doing this. I ummed and I ahed and I hesitated, and my son's standing there saying, "Don't do it, Mum, don't do it." But it's down. So I now go through and I colour out all the bits that I don't want. So I've sort of just left with a, I don't know what you call it, a reversed silhouette. And so I go right around all the outline, all the images that I've drew on the page, and just have the outlines. And I quite like the way it turns out. So, but as I said, I did cringe covering up all that gorgeous colour. How has everyone been while I've been doing this? Are you all well? You all managing to do a little bit of, I don't know, journaling or scrapbooking or crafting of some description? Scrapbooking or crafting of some description is what I'm trying to spit out. So it's starting to come together now. You can really see what the image is that I'm going for. So I have a girl standing there holding some balloons and a present in her hands, and then down in the bottom right hand corner I have some more presents, and then a banner up the top. So obviously going with some sort of party theme, but once again I've got to this point and I don't really know what quote or saying I'm going to use. Going through with the paint pen, trying to just sort of clean up some of the edges a little bit. Now my camera does die right towards the end. You pretty much see it all, but once it comes towards the end I go back in more with a white gel pen, and I start off just sketching, making some highlights, but in the end I go around and outline all the images. I think it just gives it a little bit more pop off the page and stands out that little bit more, and tried to make it a little bit brighter again, if that's possible. So I'm wanting to add a little bit of an edge here, and I pulled out the Distress Oxide ink, and I do go around the whole way, but I try to cover it up in the end. Well, I don't try to cover it up, I go over it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I get the white Posca pen out and I go right around the edge a few times with that, make a messy white border. I think you see that coming up here in a minute. After I go around it a few times. Some of it's not quite dry, so you can see every now and then the layers underneath are still a little bit wet. That Heidi Swap Colour Shine takes forever to dry. So I had to try to work over top of it, and of course that destroyed me pen instantly, but there you get that. You see me fight with it for a while. So I'm just trying to add highlights here, and I'm liking the way the white is sort of standing off the page. And that's the way I decided to come back in a little bit later and go around the whole outline. Adding some white splashes over the page. Again, just to try to make it that little bit brighter again. And this is where I come in with the paint pen to add some sketchy marks around the edge. And I probably go over that, I would say 5 times by the time I finish, because as it dries it sort of takes up the colour of the paint underneath it. So it's not quite as vibrant. So I go over it quite a few times to get back that colour. So it's probably about this point after I do this, I stop and decide what quote I'm going to use. So I go to Pinterest and I just type in party girl, probably. And I come up with this quote which says, "Life is like a party, dress like it." And I thought that was appropriate, as her dress is nice and bright and vibrant and fun. So that's the layout I'm going to go with. So I've just pulled some alpha stickers from my stash and have stuck them onto some white cardstock and then cut them out so I can move them around a little bit easier. Wasn't exactly sure how I was going to stick them down, and obviously that is what I decided upon. That's the end of the layout, so thank you very much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, comment, jump on and have a subscribe to the Crafty Maven Getaway channel, and keep your eyes out for future videos. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a good day, a good week, or a good month, and I will talk to you on the next video. Catch you then. Bye.